The first one is Gareth Bale and his signing to Tottenham Hotspur. Will it turn them into a top four team in the Premier League? Let's talk about it. So far, Tottenham is 1-1 on the Premier League season. They started off with a pretty bad performance against Everton, right? They couldn't even score a goal, and they were outmatched by a team in Everton that had a lot of new pieces. This team was expected to be, middle of the pack. Everton's been performing really well throughout the first two match days. Let's not get that wrong. But if you put them against Tottenham, people were going to take Hotspur, right? People predicted Tottenham to win this game, and it was kind of a shocker to see the kind of stinker that they put up. And they couldn't even score a goal. It was 1-0, right? It wasn't a great game to watch anyways. But they didn't look good at all. Let's just put that out there right now. They didn't look good at all. Not a good first week. But then you look at their second week and you start to get a little bit of hope because they defeated Southampton 5-2. But if you look closer into the game, if you watch the game, if you kind of look at the tail of the tape, right? Go back and watch the film. You kind of notice that this game was much closer than the score indicates. Now I know that Tottenham won by 3 goals, right? And that kind of suggests that it wasn't close at all. But I think this game could have easily been 5-5, right? Not Everton, my bad. Southampton kind of whiffed on a few opportunities that they should have had, and I know that that's their fault and not Tottenham's fault. Like, you can only play the team that's in front of you. But, Southampton had a lot of chances on this Hotspur defense, and that hasn't really been that great. And so Tottenham have been looking for another piece. Let's just put it that way, right? They've been struggling, and they have needed to find somebody to come in and bring some excitement to the club, right? I mean, I know they have Harry Kane, they have Son Heung-min. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name. Very hard for me to get down. But they have some good pieces, right? But they just couldn't, they don't have the same hype around them that other clubs do. And so they decided to sign Gareth Bale from Real Madrid on loan. And I think this is going to be a fun one, right? I think this is going to be fun to watch at the very least. Gareth Bale, he was known for playing at Hotspur, so he's coming home, as you could say. And let's talk about what this means for Tottenham and what this means for Gareth Bale. Now, Bale has been plagued by injuries at his time with Real Madrid. And also a little bit of locker room issues. There's been a lot of drama involving Gareth Bale at Real Madrid. They didn't appreciate him that much, so he stopped kind of appreciating them. It hasn't looked good for the relationship between those two. So it was good that he got out of Real Madrid. I'm happy for him. I'm happy that Real Madrid have looked to go some other way, though they didn't really look good in their first match. But I think that Bale has a chance here. The key word is chance, right? We can't just say right off the rip that he's going to play a specific way, because he has been plagued by injuries. Maybe he doesn't play that much for Tottenham this season, and maybe when he does play, he's not 100%. Maybe he doesn't look amazing in his games. Maybe he doesn't make a great impact, And that's a possibility. We have to face that. That's a possibility. Because maybe he doesn't gel with Harry Kane and Son Heung-min, right? We'll have to see how that goes. It's going to be interesting to see how he fits into this team, into a Tottenham Heat team that needs more firepower. They need more oomph to their team, to their club. And I think it'll be interesting to see how he fits into that team, right? And the real question is not on Gareth Bale and how he performs, but it's how Tottenham performs with Gareth Bale. Because they have always had high expectations. They're seen as, a consistent top 6 team, and so far they haven't been playing like it. And the real question is, will this signing propel them into top four contention? And while I'd love to be all peaches and roses about this signing and say that Gareth Bale is going to be the difference for Tottenham, I can't confidently say that, and I'm actually going to go ahead and say that they will not be in the top four this season. Now, do I believe they could be fighting for a spot? Maybe, there's a slight chance, but I think there are holes on this team that are not in the same position that Gareth Bale plays in. I think they have problems on the back end with their defenders. I think they, need to make some more signings. I don't think Gareth Bale should be their be-all, end-all piece to improving this side. And I hope that's not how Tottenham sees it, like he's, a band-aid on this team because they have kind of an open blood wound, right? They have more pieces that they need to fill, and Gareth Bale isn't going to solve all of their problems. So I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up against teams like Arsenal. Arsenal has looked great these first two match days, and maybe Arsenal takes those top four spots. Maybe it's Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. Maybe they're the top four, but we have teams like Everton and, maybe Manchester United. We'll have to see how they do, vying for those kinds of spots. So I don't think it is at all guaranteed that the Gareth Bale signing propels Tottenham into that kind of contention. And I think it really primarily depends on which version of Gareth Bale we see. Is it the constantly injured and not 100% Gareth Bale, or is it the superstar player who can make a huge difference on any club, Bale? Like I said, I don't think he alone can make Tottenham into a top four contending team, but I think if this team starts to play a bit better and maybe they make one or two more decently big signings and Gareth Bale plays well, then I think they're in that contention spot, and I think that they will be able to at least, be in the top six, I think, if that's the case. I think we'll have to see. It's a wait-and-see game at this point for Tottenham, and no matter what, I think this will be interesting. I think it'll be fun. It's going to be nice to see Gareth Bale back in the Premier League. I wish him and I wish Tottenham nothing but the best, and I hope the best for him. I hope that he comes out and he absolutely performs extremely well. We see him and Harry Kane and Son, and they're going out and, being exciting on a weekly basis. So, hats off for him. No matter what, I think Gareth Bale has had a great career, and I have to give him his flowers, right?